Hello, welcome back. This is the Cemetery of Untold Stories by Julia Alvarez. This one is a new release, but I am slightly behind sharing this one with you guys, so it's more of a recent release now. And this one is from the best-selling author of In the Time of the Butterflies and How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accents. And in this novel, there is an author, Alma, who decides to create a cemetery for the stories she will never finish in her lifetime after she inherits a plot of land in her native Dominican Republic. But when she hires local Philomena to tend the grounds, her employee can hear the ghosts of the characters and the stories in the graves. This book weaves a few different story threads into one narrative. There's Alma and her sisters and her family. There's Philomena and her family. And then there's a story of Bienvenida, an unfinished story about a historical figure who is also linked to Alma's father. So all the stories are woven together a little bit and intertwine a little bit. And the book has a lovely amount of magic realism as well, with the grounded life stories and the magic in the stories in the graveyard. So I really like that. I always love the expression or the concept of not dying with your music still inside you. I don't know if you've had that one before, reminding us to create and sing our song while we can. But I also think our to-do list will never really be empty, which is a concept that gives me a slight bit of anxiety when I think about it too hard. We won't be able to make and do all the things we want in one lifetime. This idea of a graveyard of unfinished creative output really drew me to this book. In the story, there's a slightly different driver for Alma, as Alvarez puts it like this, quoting the Bible, "If you do not bring forth what is inside you will destroy you." In this story, Alma feels that a friend of hers was driven mad by a story that had a grip on her, but she couldn't write and get it out of her system. This may be a slightly darker take on creativity, but I think not an uncommon one. There's sort of always been this link in people's minds between creativity and madness, which I think is quite a dated idea, but it doesn't feel dated in this book. I was really drawn to this idea of a graveyard and the magic realism in the story, and it's woven in and it's used really well. The tone and style of the book reminded me a little bit of Alice Hoffman or Isabel Allende, especially Isabel Allende's earlier work, where the story is very detailed and has quite a few different characters and has a flowing storyteller or almost fairy tale-like style. The mundane is magical and the magical is mundane. Everything is woven together and flows. That's not to say that Alvarez doesn't have her own unique voice. She definitely does, but more just to point out that this has that literary style that I really like, and I really appreciated that. It felt quite refreshing, actually, this kind of style. Perhaps as you'd expect from a story about a graveyard, this book is a little melancholy and maudlin in tone sometimes. There are some wonderful bonds and relationships in this book and beautiful, bittersweet moments, but there's also darkness, broken hearts, dictators, a little murder and domestic violence. There's some sexual assault. It's not gratuitous or in any way a gruesome book or trying to be sort of edgy or sensationalist or anything like that. It's more about telling the story of how all lives contain a little tragedy and desperation and that kind of thing, or sometimes a lot of those things actually. But life has humor and drama, and we all have our story. The book asks us to think about the stories that are never told, that die with us, and if they're meant to be told or not. Or are they for someone else, someone special like Philomena to catch on the wind? Sometimes the untold can be sacred. So this book, if you love rich, magical stories about life, love, family, and community, I think you will like this one. This one has a lovely literary tone, and I think if you're already an Alvarez fan, you definitely want to read this one. So thank you for watching. And let me know if you've read this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, as always. And thank you to HBG Canada, who sent me the copy of this book to review and share with you. You can check out some of my other videos. I also have another channel and socials, so you can find links below if you want more of that. And if you want to hang out again, remember to like and subscribe. And you can always leave a comment, let me know what you thought, or let me know what else you might want to see. Thank you.